We're here at the Central Fire Station on Broadway with Assistant Fire Marshal Carlton Scott. Welcome, Carlton.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about smoke alarms today, an important topic always.
Absolutely.
But in your 22 years of experience at the fire department, why do you think that smoke alarm safety is so important?
It's very important, Terry, because in my 22 years, we've worked a fire that has resulted in a fatality. And only if there had been a working smoke alarm, the results could have been different. In 2013, nationwide, there was 3,240 fire fatalities. In those fatalities, 3 out of 5 of those, there was not a working smoke alarm. So it's very important to have a working smoke alarm in your house. Early detection is a must nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Early detection. And so many people in our community don't have a smoke alarm. That's
correct.
why we're talking about it today. In addition to the fact that a lot of people don't have a smoke alarm, as we speak, they may be watching this segment, apparently there's a lot less time that people have to escape from their homes than they used to, say, 20 years ago. Why is that the case?
Actually, the things that we bring in our homes have changed. There's more plastics, more synthetics. Those type things in a fire, they burn rapidly. The statistics show that years ago, 20 plus years ago, the time to escape a fire was around 17 minutes. Today it's more like 3. So that's where the early detection is a must.
That's a huge difference.
It's a huge difference, just because of the things that we bring in our homes.
So many more combustibles than in the past. Okay, now we're going to talk about ways to prevent that home fire death. None of us want to ever experience that ourselves or a loved one or our friends and others in the community. So there are 5 key ways to preventing a fire death. Can you explain?
I can. First of all, more public safety, and that's what we're doing today. Things like this, things in the community, we can come out and talk about fire safety, how to prevent fires, where to place smoke alarms in your homes, how many smoke alarms should you have. You should actually have a smoke alarm in each sleeping area of your home and outside of each sleeping area. So not just one in your home, you need several. And
that's where people really go wrong.
Yes, ma'am. Second thing is more people need to install smoke alarms in their homes and maintain them. Did you know that every 10 years a smoke alarm should be replaced? The third thing is wider use of home sprinkler systems. It's not something that's really caught on here in the South, but in the northern part of the United States it's really catching on, and that would help a lot. The fourth thing is additional ways to make our home products more fire safe. And what I mean by that is like the fire safe cigarettes that they've started to manufacture. Also the materials that they bring into the homes, or the ignition temperatures, are changing that, so it doesn't start a fire quite as easily. The fifth thing is the special needs people with disabilities, older adults, younger children, fire safety programs for them, and so that's the things that we can do to change that.
You've mentioned some items that a lot of us probably just really don't think about. Mm-hmm. And when you talk about the number of smoke alarms in the home, all of those alarms have to have working batteries.
Yes, ma'am. That's a biggie, and we find that a lot when we work a fire. A lot of times, the smoke alarm is there, but the battery has been removed.
Mm-hmm. So, is there a way for people to help remember to do that, especially talking multiple alarms in the house?
Sure. When we change the times, when the times change, is a good time to remember to do that.
So that's one thing that you recommend?
Absolutely, and test the smoke alarms monthly, not just annually.
Because they could go bad for any reason?
Yes, they could go bad at any time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, to wrap up here, there are ways that the fire department helps the community to increase the number of smoke alarms in the home.
Yes, ma'am.
What about people who, for whatever reason, that might be a challenge?
They could call our office here at the fire station. The number is 321-6970. You can call us. We can actually send someone out to install a smoke alarm for you. Or you can come by the station here at 310 Broadway and just ask. Normally we ask for a name and a phone number is all we ask for. And we can provide you with one smoke alarm per household is what we normally do. We've also recently teamed up with the American Red Cross in going to the areas in the city to go door to door and install smoke alarms. We've started recently doing that.
Excellent. So how are you going to be going about doing that? Are you taking certain neighborhoods at a time?
We are. We're actually teaming up with Neighborhood Services and their Clean Sweep programs, and we're going to those areas when they go and doing that as well. We're probably going to make that on an annual basis.
Excellent. Well, and what he's mentioning is a quarterly program by our Planning and Development Department.
That's correct.
Called the Clean Sweep, which addresses a certain neighborhood, and it's a 3-week blitz where they go in and address any code problems, which certainly helps fire safety
Absolutely.
as well. So a perfect time to help the people in those areas who might need some assistance or some advice on placement of smoke alarms. You sound like you're a great resource for this topic, so please feel free to give Carlton a call at any time if you have questions about smoke alarms.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for
having me. I really appreciate the information. I'm sure there's a lot more to be had as well. But please, if you haven't addressed this topic, think about doing so soon for the safety of yourself and your family. And next week, we'll bring you more city news.